fine. Annie, what are your thoughts? Oh, yeah? Yeah? Annie, what are your thoughts of taking random cats home? You highly recommend? Yeah? Okay, that's very sweet, Annie. Yeah, do you want a treat? Okay, 1 second. Okay, Annie. She says, gimme. You got it. Nice, my sweet Annie girl. What you got? You got a piece of treat on you. You're a good girl. Wasn't that sweet? Annie's just the sweetest. Let's see if there's a reason why we should or shouldn't take this cat home. You're not having a great day, as usual. What? Why wouldn't I have a great day? Oh, great. It's raining. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out, but in the middle of your walk it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn to head home when... Kitty! Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to an entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Kitty! Finally, the sound source come into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box. It looks just like Indy! Oh, it's the cat! Huh? Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. That's Indy. That's my Indy girl. Except her fluffy belly has a little bit of like dark brown. She's so cute. She's so cute. I love my Indy. Oh, the little feet. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Oh, it's so cute. We have to keep it. Yes. Huh? So cute. I know. And it definitely knows it. Yes, Indy knows she is adorable. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. Yes, I have. They're adorable and sweet and precious. Duh. But if they're all like this one, yeah. It's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord. What? That takes it to the extreme. Well, Indy is a princess. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? Well, people are awful, so they will do that sometimes. The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you. It's chosen you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Take the cat home, duh. That's our new baby. You know what? Yeah, you reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Aww. You're all alone and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so... You bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Aww. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Aww. That's like what happened with Indy whenever we first got her. She was just so little, and I could just like probably put up a video. But she ate some food, and then I just held her, and she just purred and fell asleep in my lap. It was so cute. She's precious. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow, but for now... No! Why would you... How can you hold a cat, it purr, and then you're just like, nah, I'm not gonna keep it. What? How? How do you think like that? What is it like in your brain? Let's get out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food and then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. You living alone in it. Yeah, keep your cat. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Why wouldn't you keep it? Even if it's just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. Oh, you put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks like a plate of food. It completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. What? Don't be mad. She'll just eat it later. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your leg with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you to the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up on the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Heh, don't worry, I'm alright. It was just an... You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife? At your blood? You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back staring. Why would you just let it do that? You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Kitty! Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside, not after all your efforts. You were going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening unfortunately goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound, while you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning the kitchen, while you're trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Oh, come on, enough already. You shoved it away a little more forcefully, this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea of how to calm it down. You can only hope, and you have many other options left other than tossing the cat in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up the landline and... the lights just went out. Great, just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find out it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing has been the so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with the usual routine. You grabbed a flashlight to turn it on. Oh. It's quiet. Too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Ooh. What's it saying? Kill? Huh? The cat sits on top of your digital clock staring at you. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage and the numbers are lit up. And going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking, it's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, and you're afraid of letting the cat jump out of sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. No, he's cool. He just has magical powers. But as soon as thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Yeah, the thought of just throwing away a cat makes you sick. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still, even with your flashlight trained on it. Its pupils are large, round. The flashlight flickers. Ooh. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind, the silence punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart. It's overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having an answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move, but you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you feel this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. That's what this is. That was cool, though. It went back and forth between my ears. Right in your ear. Right in your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Now that you could even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in a haste, and you fall to the ground. What? A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot? At first you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pooling underneath it? You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor as if it had been kicked. Did you step on the knife? Winded from your fall, you look up in the daze and see the object glinting and a strange light coming from the outside, the light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to you inexplicably open door screech to a halt, as if your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and still tinted red from the earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely lit clean by the... You gulp dryly as the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up in your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you'd left it. Oh, there he is, when you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife. It spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight. Aww. It bends down to the lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths discordant against the static now piercing your skull, the dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you've taken in, licking away at the kitchen knife, once again completely clean, the scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood. Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching, as if you just considered the ounce of pouncing forward. Huh? But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you, everything, except your blood. I thought we came to the realization earlier that it was drawn to blood, but you know. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. This is just making me realize I'm not very good at reading. It hurts, but you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because If that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Look behind you! Ooh! Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. Ending 0? Well, what happens if we choose something different? You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. Oh, it's different now. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Oh, huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound of the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris at the ground softening your steps. Kitty! Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. The end of the alley, a big cardboard box. It's a cat! Huh? Guess I should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold. I already saw that. Okay, is there anything different that happens? You look so familiar. Ooh, right? Meow. Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you or even for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Take the cat home! Meow! You barely reach your arms up for the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. Aww! Indy sits on my shoulders sometimes. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. Ooh, you live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, one you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks at you expectantly. Do something with the cat. Like what? Ooh, okay. This is what I was waiting for. More choices. Pet the cat, feed the cat, play with the cat, clean the cat. Let's give it a bath. Once giving it a second look, you realize that the cat isn't exactly clean. Not surprising since up until you brought it home, it's been sitting in a dirty old box in an alley full of scattered garbage for who knows how long. You've heard that cats can keep themselves clean, but maybe this one of those times a little human help couldn't hurt. Yeah, if you're bringing it in to keep it, you don't want it to have, you just want to at least give it a flea bath. For the first ever bringing it into your house. You head into the bathroom and set things up, trying to remember how to wash a cat. You're definitely not expert, but you think the best way to get a cat clean would be carefully. You think carefully is the way to go. Cats aren't always fond of water, so you doubt it'll be a fan of any excessive amount of it. So you pick the cat up and place it gently in the sink before turning on the water. Aww! The cat is startled, but ultimately doesn't try to run away. Nice. Aww, so cute. You lather your hands in some soap and carefully give the cat a thorough half scrub and half massage. After a few minutes, you rinse the cat completely and gather it up in a blanket, drying it. Then you take a brush and carefully run it through the cat's fur. Aww. The cat seems like it's in heaven as you brush it. Some hairs are sticking to you, but you don't mind. Aww. In fact, that's quite a lot of fur sticking on you. You try to brush it away, but it won't come off. Guess you're up next for a bath yourself. Ooh. You try to ignore the fur and finish the cat quickly, but more hair keeps sticking to you. Your hands, your arms, before you realize it, they're covered in fur that won't come off. It's thick enough that you try to just yank it off, but... Ow! What? pain lances through the spot you tugged at. Upon closer inspection, you see that the hair is growing. Growing out of you. That's horrible. You can actually feel it now. Fur growing out of your back and neck, your face, your eyes, your tongue. It's even growing inside your throat. That's disgusting. That's terrifying. As you collapse and start to choke on the thickening fur in your esophagus, the cat leans up to your lap to lap at the fur growing on your forehead, grooming your hair as thoroughly as you did for it earlier. Kitty! You think it'd be sweet if you weren't currently losing air. Still, feels nice at least to be looked after and cared for in some way, even if it's just for a little while longer. The cat's careful grooming is the last thing you feel before you're no longer able to breathe. Ending 15, self-care buddies. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here. This is really neat. Let me know if you try it yourself and if you get other endings, and if there's any other games you want me to try. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you stayed into the end, you are amazing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you all later.